Hi, my name's Isaac, and this is a 2022 Kia Sorento. And to answer your question, yes, I am wearing a short sleeve dress shirt with pineapples on it in sub 30-degree weather. I'm pretty sure that's the first time that sentence has ever been uttered in human history. But anyway, to give you guys some context, my friend bet me that I would not wear this shirt during one of my car reviews, but I'm a guy, so I was like, of course I'm gonna do that. And so here we are. Before we begin, I'd like to thank Allentown Kia for providing this vehicle for me to review. If you're in the market for this particular model or any Kia, I'll leave a link to their website, allentownkia.com, in the description below. Now, while I agreed to wear this Hawaiian shirt, there was no stipulation that I couldn't wear a jacket over it, so I don't want to hear any, well, you didn't actually do it, Skylar, okay? I did it, it's just 27 degrees outside. Anyway, moving to the Kia Sorento itself, this has, as the kids say, had a glow up. I can't believe that this and this come from the same manufacturer. This and this are both from Kia at different points in time. I mean, it is amazing what Kia has done in the past couple of years to really up the quality and the brand image of their vehicles. It's incredible. Starting out here on the front, you'll have full LED headlights with really nice LED daytime running lights. You'll have the new Kia logo on the grille, and then right below that, you'll have a camera for the 360-degree camera system that this is equipped with. And below that, you'll have parking sensors and very cleverly integrated fog lights. Moving underneath the hood in the SX, this is powered by a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, making 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. And that is paired to an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. Moving to the profile of the Sorento, starting here with the wheels and tires, you'll have 255 45R Continental tires around these really nice 20-inch gunmetal gray wheels. Then if we move a little bit further up here, you'll have your X-Line badge, and then you'll have a gloss black mirror cap with a turn signal indicator and a camera for that 360-degree camera system built in right there. Then if we move to the door handle, this does have keyless entry, so if you tap this, it will fold the mirrors in. That's a really cool feature that was really only available on super high-end luxury cars just a few years ago. And then if we click this again to unlock it, it will fold the mirrors out, and then you can open the door up. We'll get into there in a minute. Moving further down the profile here to the rear, you have Sorento spelled across the tailgate. You'll have your backup camera incorporated right there, and then you also do have rear parking sensors. And then moving to the key fob here, it's pretty unique when compared to other key fobs in the car industry right now. The only button you have on the front face is the remote start button, so you can hold down and that is going to remote start very quickly. Nice process. And then you just hold it down again to turn it off. And then in addition to lock, unlock, and panic on this fob, you also have the ability to automatically raise and lower your lift gate. That's really nice. And then stepping back here inside, this does come equipped with a third row. The other seat is just folded down right now, but you still have some really nice storage in here despite having 3 rows. You don't sacrifice a ton of space, but if you only need access to the second row, you can pull this and push it forward, and that will fold down your third row, giving you even more space. And then if you need even more space, you have buttons right over here that will drop your second row seats, giving you a completely flush load floor. That is incredibly nice. Moving to the interior of this Kia Sorento, this has a nicer interior than some Lexus and Infiniti models. I mean, look at these seats right here. They are incredibly plush, very, very comfortable, and they are heated and cooled. I mean, the stitching on the door with the wood trim, it looks amazing in here. I really, really have to compliment Kia on the design. But starting our button tour over here, you'll have all your traditional buttons right here on the door. You'll have your window controls, your lock button for that, lock and unlock for the car, your mirror controls, and then this does have power seats. So you do have the settings, the memory settings for the power seats right there. And then down here, you'll have your buttons for lane departure warning, traction control off, and the button to lift the rear tailgate up again. I mean, look at the incredible quality on these vents. I mean, this is it's just so amazing, the attention to detail. This is soft touch up here, and then it is also soft touch down here. So definitely not skimping on this SX trim. They really went the extra mile. And then moving to the steering wheel and gauge cluster area, again, very comfortable leather steering wheel, really nice gloss black buttons. This is your Bluetooth and your volume control, as well as your channel changing. And this is your cruise control settings right there. You have little paddle shifters, which is so cool. Again, not something you'd expect to see on a Kia Sorento, but it has it and it does it well. You're also going to have a fully digital gauge cluster in here, though it still does give you the regular readouts like your outside temperature, your remaining fuel, and a digital speedometer and tachometer. The coolest party trick in this screen is that we turn the turn signal on. That outside camera will actually activate and it will show you in your blind spot if there's anybody coming. And that is just an amazing safety feature that works on both sides. I absolutely love that Kia and Hyundai have adopted this. I really hope more manufacturers adopt this because this could really help save lives and prevent a lot of accidents. So that's really cool to see in there. And then moving over to the actual infotainment system, this has a really cool, very wide infotainment system with digital buttons. So these are like not actual physical buttons that I'm hitting. It's just giving me feedback. And obviously you have your radio. One of the really cool tricks on Kia is with this radio when you're tuning, it looks like an old-timey like light bulb radio. That's awesome. Really love to see that in there. Everybody say hi to the plane. Allentown Kia is located right next to an airport, so I have to keep filming these takes in between planes taking off, and just sometimes I don't get it. So anyway, you'll have navigation built into this and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, of course. This also does have a Bose sound system, which, trust me, sounds really, really good. Unfortunately, I just can't play you any audio. Number one, because of copyright issues. Number two, it's not gonna come through great on my iPhone speakers, but it is very high quality. Moving down here, you're gonna have your climate controls and some really solid feeling dials. I mean, these do not feel cheap or chintzy at all. These really do feel premium. And I'm, again, quite impressed with Kia's interior build quality. Moving down here, you'll have heated and cooled seats. And then if we tap this, whoop, there we go, tap a little bit higher. You'll have your wireless charging pad and some USBs. That's really nice to see as well. You'll have two cup holders right here, and then your shifter. I like that they kept the traditional shifter, and if we put it into reverse, you can see the previously mentioned backup camera and 360-degree camera. If we turn the wheel here, it does have guiding lines which work on both cameras. These 360-degree cameras are incredibly useful, and if you want, you can switch between which view you want to see, and if you just want to see out the sides and stuff, that is really, really helpful. Again, awesome to see in a Kia. Would not have expected to see this in a Kia when, again, just a couple of years ago, that was a feature reserved for most Mercedes. Shifting this back into park first, that's the safety thing. Moving down here, you'll have your selector for your different drive modes that you can activate on here. Those come up on the screen, so you can shift between which ones you want. You also have a four-wheel drive lock. Now this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, but it will do that when it senses it needs to activate all-wheel drive. But if you're stuck in deeper snow, you can lock the all-wheel drive to stay on, which is a really nice feature that I wish more vehicles that had optional all-wheel drive would allow. And then you're gonna have heated steering wheel right here, your auto hold, hill descent control, your electronic parking brake, your rear parking sensors, your backup camera, and your auto engine start stop button. So when you're coming to a stop at a stoplight, it will automatically shut the engine off to preserve fuel, but some people do not like that feature, so you can turn that off if you'd like. And then moving to the armrest right here, which is also trimmed in a very fine leather, you can open that up. Very nice storage area with a little removable cubby. That is really cool. No USBs in there, though you do have plenty of USBs up front. Let's take a look at the second row. In the rear seats, you'll have climate controls, which are just as finely finished as up front. You're also going to get a 12-volt and a USB down there, and USBs in the side of the seats. That's a very clever integration. Love to see that ingenuity. You'll have some little storage pockets back here. This is actually a dual storage pocket, so you have the lower one and an upper one, which is nice to see as well. And then moving to the door panel, again, soft touch up here. Really nice to see that they've still included that on the rear second row seats. And then you do have heated seat buttons right here and window controls. The leather is just as finely finished, though there is a little hard touch plastic there. I can forgive that. I think overall it is really, really luxurious with these two captain's chairs in the second row. And then you also do have access to this vehicle's panoramic moonroof, which extends basically almost the entire body of the vehicle. Really, really nice. Let's take a quick look at the third row. So I am 5'10", and I'm gonna be honest, these third row seats are incredibly cramped. My legs are squished up against the second row here, and I barely have any headroom. I imagine this would not be a fun place for adults to spend a ton of time on long road trips, but for kids, this would be fantastic. There's a USB on each side and a 12-volt, as well as some cup holders and storage back here. So driving the 2022 Kia Sorento, I am just wildly impressed with this thing. It's just so awesome in here and very, very comfortable. The features and amenities feel like a super high-end luxury car, but this is a Kia SUV, and it's just really impressive. It also handles very nicely. Giving it some gas here. Oh yeah. This thing picks up and the response is very, very quick. There's definitely not a lot of delay when I put the pedal to the floor, and the turning is very sharp and again very responsive, especially for a big 3-row SUV. It feels very tight in the cornering, which is what you definitely want in a larger vehicle. The steering wheel is really comfortable, which doesn't sound like it's a shocker, but you'd be surprised at how many cars that I drive that I'm like, this is not a comfortable steering wheel. And this is the part of the car I touch the most. And so it's really cool to see that as well on here, just being so nice. You know, Kia did not skimp on any details. And that's what it just kind of surprises me a lot. Like, Kia was never a bad brand. I just always saw them as a budget brand. And budget always has kind of meant not of the highest quality and cutting corners. But in this, there's like zero corner cutting. This feels incredibly premium, and that's what I'm impressed with the most, I think, out of all of this interior tech and everything. It just feels like it's built solidly and they didn't cut corners. And that's what I just really have to commend Kia on, that they really stepped up their game. And I am very comfortable recommending a Kia to somebody, especially this Sorento or their new Telluride, which I have a video coming out for very soon. That is going to conclude my review on this 2022 Kia Sorento. I really hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, if you could click the like button and subscribe, that would really help my channel out quite a bit. Lastly, I am a Christian, so if you guys have any prayer requests, you can leave those in the comment section below. Honestly, it is one of the biggest blessings in the world to be able to pray for you guys. It's such an amazing opportunity. And I like to close out my videos on a weekly Bible verse. This particular week, though, I'd like to do a little bit bigger section of scripture. Matthew 6, verses 1 through 4. To give you guys a little bit of a background, Matthew 5, 6, and 7 is what's known as Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. And this particular excerpt is talking about giving to the needy. So starting in verse 1, be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Obviously, Jesus isn't saying it's bad to give to people. Obviously, it's great to give to people that are in need. But we have to make sure that we check our motives. If we're giving to get something back, we're not doing it for the right reasons. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.